right? Even if you're not complacent.
One other difference that I've seen is that I haven't seen any other media magnate commit serious money to a new venture in the company. They always depended on their cash flows and maybe divert a part of that. Here was a man who was ready to take any kind of bet to get into a new area. So it was not only that he visualized, but the kind of risk he took is unknown to media.
So from the money man perspective, this is one of the things that we've addressed before, Subhash and risk. I mean, all businesses are risk averse. I mean, that is the kind of thing that you recommend to businessmen before you put your money in their pockets.
Yes,
or at least in their hands, then they put it into their pockets.
I would say yes and no, that, you know, I mean, people who know NM Securities, we have backed, I think, hundreds of businessmen in this country. He, of course, takes the cake because not every time he wanted to enter a new field, he took extreme risk. A number of times that, you know, we tried to raise money for Agrani, and so I think he was unique in the sense that he took great risk almost every time. But there are other people who have taken that kind of risk.
I think this is the perfect moment to ask him, to ask Subhash Chandra, is there still a future which excites you as much as it excited you in 1992? Or has your life, in your sense, come to a pause and you're going to reap the harvest of all that effort?
I don't think I'll be ever able to do that. No, but I see a great future for us as our group as well as for the country.
No, I'm talking about yourself now. Yeah. I mean, the group is now being looked after your sons. Don't interfere.
Yeah, okay. I don't. Yes. So for myself also, I see lots of things because there are better things to do in life than just making money.
So name two.
And even...
Name two.
Name two. I would say that I have told my team, they are working very, very diligently, that people are talking, making smart city. I said, let's make smart villages in India.
Nice idea.
So,
nice idea.
That's one thing which is close passion of mine at the moment. And the other is that I want to propagate our ancient medicine, which is Ayurveda, nature cure, yogic sciences. Globally, I want to popularize that in a big way.
I must take you to the village I have adopted as a member of parliament.
Yes.
It's a tribal village in Gumla, which is now the most Naxal-prone area. Nobody actually goes there. Even if you ask private companies to do work there, they don't go. They don't pick up the tender. And this week, actually I'm very happy. For the first time in history, they've got electricity.
Yeah, good.
Just by putting in effort. They're going to get a little water. But that is the kind of place which should become the smart city of the future.
We should. That is where.
That is where the challenge is.
I think that if we can make about 25% of our villages smart, smart in the sense that they have hygienic way of living, healthy life, and little bit better education. Only these things with some electricity, health facilities, and total clean sanitation and all those things. That is where I think that is a smart city. It's not that the connect or internet and that kind of thing will make. Internet is coming anyway. That is a icing on the cake. But once we can make 30% of those villages self-sufficient in this sense, I think our GDP growth can be additional 3%.
Yeah, easily. Now, the Subhash Chandra, the individual, you have been actually very honest in your book, startlingly honest about your life as a childhood, in your childhood. And shall I mention Housie?
Yeah, you can.
And it's very candid exposition of him and, growing up and so on. So why don't you let us know where exactly you would like to be when your next book is launched as a human being, which is probably going to be called My Journey as the Right Man at the Wrong Time.
Well, let's see. But I think I would continue to work. Whatever I do, I'll do with passion. And I hope that before you see my next book, we would have at least 20 to 50 villages which would be known to be smart and self-sufficient.
Absolutely. That's great. Now, yesterday
The audience can ask the question.
It's a good idea. How much time do we have?
We have 5 minutes or so.
Oh, apologies. Yeah. Why don't we get some, let's ask from here first. No, I'd like a young lady to come. You're first.
Sir, my name is Khushbu and I'm from Presidency School, Ajmer. Sir, you said that if you follow some principle, you have to be ready to pay a price. Sir, what was your principle you followed?
Yeah, to keep a friendship intact. In the friendship, you don't, you do things once a friend wants you to do without worrying about the consequences. And consequences can be damaging. You have to be prepared. That is what I meant.
Yeah. You asked earlier.
Hello, Subhash sir. This is Zankruth Oza. I'm a professor at Management College. Sir, in last decade, you faced a lot of business problems with policies and other things. And it was seriously a decade of destruction, or I will say a decay. What kept you moving, and how did you move in that tough times against all odds, against the last government?
See, there are two things which kept me. One is Vipassana obviously helps a great deal, because when something is going wrong with you, the moment you accept it, that is the moment you will start fighting with yourself, once you accept the reality. That is one. And secondly, once you have accepted the reality, you try to correct that situation what you are in, and not think of, okay, what happens if tomorrow this will not happen, that will not happen. As our Guruji used to tell us that भूतकाल व्याकुल करे या भविष्य भरमाए, वर्तमान में जो जिए तो जीना आ जाए.
Right. Yes. The gentleman here.
How long you do the Vipassana? And I think it is very difficult. I have attended 10 days course. I'm Sridhar Sharma from newspaper Seema Sandesh, Shri Ganganagar.
Well, I'm supposed to do every day 2 hours, but I'm able to do at least 1 hour every day. And then once a year I go for a longer session where it could be 10 days, it could be more than that.
The young man there, you've been keeping your hand up. Just ask the question. No, sorry, behind you, sir.
Hello, sir. Sir, being one of the largest media and entertainment houses, what would you say is some of the current challenges that your industry, this industry in general is facing, and how has Zee been coping with them?
Well, this industry is a very dynamic industry, and the technological changes are taking place almost every minute. So that is the challenge for us, to keep our people on track with those and adopting to those. So because many times we as human beings, we don't like changes. But at the same time, I think more than challenges, there are more opportunities. I see more opportunities than challenges.
Right, the young lady here, yeah.
Hello sir, this is Richa from KMC DU.
Sir, yesterday I got to know that currently you are running 52,000 Ekal Vidyalay. So can you tell us about something, what is Ekal Vidyalay and all?
Yeah, good question.
He told me two things, so that's why I stopped there. Ekal Vidyalaya is a foundation which is I am also associated with. It is a single teacher school being run in the Adivasi and rural remote areas of the country. And we are currently at the level of 52,000 schools. But simultaneously we are now concentrating on those villages to make those villages even health as well as livelihood. Those two things also we have added other than education. So, but our dream is to go to about 100,000 villages with Ekal movement in next 5 to 7 years, 10 years.
Right at the back, please. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Avni. Sir, you just said that you follow the principle of once a friend and forever a friend. I wanted to know that even after facing consequences, did you ever want to give up? And if not, what kept you going?
Did I ever?
Did you ever want to give up when you felt
Yeah.
betrayed?
Give up
No,
on this principle.
no.
What kept you going?
Because what kept me going is what is my principle, is what helps you. The determination which is there, that helps you. And because we also believe in the theory of karma. Maybe it was to happen this way. So why worry? Let's accept the reality and keep on going.
Okay.
He showed BCCI a gold mine by starting the ICL.
Good question.
Sir, would you say that Zee showed a gold mine to the BCCI by starting or launching ICL?
What is your question?
Did you
Did
show
you alert
BCCI the
BCCI?
way by launching your India Cricket League?
Yeah, of course they got it and they did it successfully. Now IPL is successful because of ICL.
All right, one last question, I think. Is that shutters? The last, there, right there, please. No, there. Young man there.
So good afternoon. This is Ayush Saxena and I'm from St. Xavier's School. Sir, in this era of startups and in this era where the youth of the country is intending to take more risks, do you think that e-commerce is the only quicker way to achieve success? And I have one more question also, sir.
No, just that, please.
Okay.
We are already out of
Startup is not equivalent to e-commerce. There are many things in this startup. And startups in this country are going to grow manifold in times to come.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank
That's
you.
a perfect
Thank you
way to
very
end up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, boss.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.